Hey guys, you're watching the one and only. My name is AJ, and we are back on another episode of Let's Build a City. I absolutely love this series. I love what we're doing here. I love what we're achieving. And today is the not police station, fire station. We built the police station last episode. We're by the school, behind the school there. And I want to show you a couple of things before we get on with this. First off, I've actually done a curved road here. I wanted to attempt it, so I done it off camera because it went wrong. It took me a little while to figure out because obviously this curve is wider than this curve. Obviously, to get it the same, it was quite difficult to work out. But I think we've got it. I think it's about the right size. In fact, it might be a little bit too wide at that point right there, but we'll see how it goes. And the other thing is the fire engine that I done a tutorial on last week, not too long ago. I think it was last week. I built this. I actually had a play around with one that we'd done outside the what's it called? Water treatment plant. And I'll show you what I did with that. I think it's going to tie in really well, seeing as though we're doing a fire station this episode. But I actually made it have flashing lights on the top, so the torches actually flash individually. Boop, 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 boop. And it's really cool. So inside, I'll show you what I done really quickly inside. This is all it is. It's just a very basic clock, very compact clock. And then the signal divides out to have one redstone signal going off when the other one is on, and then the other one on when the other one is off. And it's pretty well timed. It hasn't really caught up with each other, so I think I've nailed the ticks between them, because it's pretty good, and it looks like a little siren, so I like that. So we might do that on a couple over at the fire station. But let me go through, while I do this little bit of boring work on the outside, I'm going to go through some of the comments in the last episode, because I love doing this. Let me find them. Okay, so the first one says, it's been ages. He says, in fact, it's been 26? Yeah, 26 videos, so he's been counting since the last Zonocraft. And I have mentioned this before, but I'll mention it again. The Zonocraft series will come back once TU14 or Xbox One Edition is released. I'm probably going to wait until Xbox One Edition is released. I expect TU14 and Xbox One Edition will come out at the same time. But if they come out before, if TU14 comes out before Xbox One Edition, then I should be waiting until Xbox One Edition. There's no point starting up a world when I'm only going to redo it on Xbox One. This series, however, will stay on Xbox 360. I've done a lot of work on this world, and I really don't want to start all again. So this will probably be the only series that actually still continues on the 360. All my other series will move over to Xbox One when it does come out. So that's when Zonocraft will start again. So I hope that's answered the question. I did answer him, but for everyone else who doesn't know, that's the answer. So the next one is, someone said build an arcade. Alex did. Alex said, can you build an arcade? And I think that's a pretty cool idea. He had some arcade games that he thought would be cool, like Miss Pac-Man and Super Mario and stuff like that. So I think that'd be pretty cool. I think it'll be hard to actually build like a to-scale arcade machine, but we can certainly do like little pool tables in there, and what are they? Maybe some coin slots. We can do some like miniature pixel art in there. I think that would work really well, and that would definitely make it look like an arcade if we have like an 8-bit Super Mario on the front of it. That'll really let people know what exactly the building is. So yeah, I shall definitely think about that. Think about some good ways to be able to do that. I think that's definitely a good one. Scrolling up again. Police station. Oh yeah, someone had an absolutely fantastic idea. What have I gone wrong here? That's done there. That's on there. Had a great idea. Two great ideas for the police station. One of them was, someone said that we should build a helicopter pad on it, and I think that's a fantastic idea. Helicopter pad. Oops, don't want nether brick. Helicopter pad would be absolutely amazing right next to it. So yeah, I should be doing that off camera for sure. And they also said to build a donut stand on the other side of the road to the police station, which I think is very stereotypical, but I think is a great idea. So we'll have to work out a donut stand design. I think that'll work out really well. That did make me laugh when I saw that. Someone says build an airport. I would build an airport, but airports are absolutely massive. I've done a whole series on building an airport, which was a Hunger Games. That was the Let's Build a Hunger Games series. And that airport was absolutely massive, and it wasn't actually that big of an airport. It just took up a lot of room on the map. And as you can see on the map here, we don't have all that much room. We're actually already filling it up pretty fast. And we haven't really got many houses. We've got 2 houses in, and we're getting down the necessities of a city. So an airport might be a little bit too big. Even a runway might be a little bit too big. Oops, I threw my map. So I don't think we're going to be able to do that, because it's going to be a city without an airport. Not every city has an airport, so we definitely need a chapel, or what would you call it, a cathedral in the UK, or church, because that's what you need for it to be called a city. So we definitely need to work on a cathedral at some point. But an airport might be a little bit more difficult. Someone said build a drive-in cinema, and I love all these ideas you're giving me. We haven't actually got any drive-in cinemas that I know of at all, like the proper American drive-in ones with your car to a big screen. We haven't got any of those in the UK. I've never heard of them really being in the UK. I'm sure we used to have them, but we definitely don't have them now. I don't know if they're still about in the US. It'll be interesting to see if they are. If anybody from the US knows of any, or lives by one, or has been to one, that'll be cool to hear. I might do one of those. I think it'll stand out a little bit too much in the city. It's not really going to blend into our sort of modern city that we're building. It's not very modern. It's a very sort of, I don't know what year it is, 60s or 70s when they had those. But it's definitely a cool little idea to think about. And someone said build a zoo, and we've got the same problem as the airport here. A zoo would be absolutely massive, and it's an idea that I really like, though. I would love to do a series on Let's Build a Zoo. I think that would be really, really fun. We could do like rhinos and elephants and little lions. It would be really creative to try and use the blocks that we've got to be able to build animals out of. But obviously, like, an enclosure would be the size, at least, would have to be the size of this fire station. In fact, it'd probably have to be bigger to have a half-decent enclosure. So that is what's going to make it the most difficult. And again, we don't have enough room for it. So I don't think we're going to be able to do that. And that's all for the comments. So last episode, that's all the ones I'm going to go through. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to build a roof and finish off the actual external of the building, like I did last episode with the police station. And then when I come back, we'll work on the detail bit, the interesting bits of it, and we'll work on a badge as well to go right there, the police badge. That's what that hole's for. So I should be right back, guys. Okay, and we're back, and I've done the outside, the main framework. I went for a slanting roof on here, on both bits. It was sort of a different design. When I was looking through some pictures, there were so many different designs. Oops, I missed out a whole wall. There was so many different designs for fire stations, and it was really tough to pick the bits that I liked off each one, because I really did like a lot of them. But I went for nether brick, mainly because it's a block that is really underused, and in this texture pack it really doesn't look that bad. In the default texture pack it does look horrendous, like you can't really build too much with it, but this actually blends really well in with the normal brick. It gives like a darker texture, and seeing as though we haven't used a tool on this world yet, I thought we'll give it a chance, and I'm glad we did, because it's actually really standing out well. This should be a block out, shouldn't it? Because of that window there, I've got these bricks inset one for a little bit more detail, so let's replace this. The other thing is the mini tutorial series. Am I going to have to go down here? Yeah, the mini tutorial series. I got a comment, this was quite a while ago, but I do want to address it, saying that he doesn't enjoy the mini tutorial series, and we should do more of this sort of stuff. Now, the good news is that I love this world so much that actually I'm going to increase the oftenness that this series comes out. At the moment it only comes out once a week, and I think it'll only be one episode next week, but after that, once I get some videos that I have ideas for out of the way, I will then be able to do more of this series, which is going to be awesome. Maybe 2 episodes a week of it, but I can't do much more than that, because this series does take a long time to do. It takes a lot of prep work, it takes a lot of thought, a lot of research into the buildings and stuff like that. That's better, that looks cool. So I'll try my best to try and get this out as often as possible, but we might not be able to. But anyway, back to the mini tutorial series. The mini tutorial series actually is something that, if you like this series, then you're going to want to watch the mini tutorial series, because on the map there, if you look up into the top right hand corner of the map, there's a little couple of circles there. That isn't actually built on this series. That is built on the mini tutorial series. Everything that is built on the mini tutorial series is done on this world. The mini tutorial series is like a behind the scenes of this world. This series covers the large buildings and the actual structure of the city. The mini tutorial series just adds things like there's something in the sky there, which you'll see on a mini tutorial series. The hot air balloons I done a tutorial on the mini tutorial series. So you'll actually see things on that series that you won't see on this series. You won't know how I built them or anything like that. So it's definitely something to check out. So yeah, that's addressed. Let's work on a badge. Now, for a fire badge, let's just have a look. If I Google fire badges, now we could go for a shield. Fire badge. Okay, so we've got a few different designs here. There's a couple of badge ones, but there is one that I do like the look of. So let's see if we can work on this together. We're going to use stone we've already used. Cobblestone we haven't used. What about sandstone? Let's get to clear this inventory. Sandstone, red wool, and maybe white wool or hiccups. So if we go up, this is a even number, which isn't the greatest. I shouldn't have really done it an even number, but we can definitely find the center 4. There we go. So there's the center 4, and then maybe we could go around the outside of them and then delete the middle ones. Just thinking of some ideas. You'll just have to bear with me. I haven't built a fire badge before. I keep saying police this episode. Right, those there, and then maybe that. We'll see what it looks like when it's completely finished. At the moment, I'm not liking it too much, but it might grow on us. There. Okay, this could work. There. And there. That doesn't look too bad. It looks a little bit square. Let's fill this in. I don't want it to look quite as square, so we might delete these 4 corner ones. There. Just something a little touch. That doesn't look too bad, actually. I like that. That's a nice little fire badge, I think. Maybe these are out of place. Let's take these away. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's like a unique little fire badge. Yeah, I like that. We can't really get much more detail into it than that, but that's definitely something. For the fire garage doors, we're going to use red wool, and we're going to have a little window in the top as well. So oops. How high is this going to go? This is going to go up to there. These garage doors are 6 blocks high because that's how high the police cars. Again, the fire engines. Wow, how big the fire engines are, how tall they are. The path here is 16 blocks back because the fire engine is about 13 blocks. I've done a quick approximate calculation. So they should be able to fit out here, and the same as inside the garage. This is also 16 blocks as well. Do we want that, or do we want the thinner window? Yeah, thinner window, definitely. Replace this as well. Maybe we have some, maybe some white or some yellow wool in the driveway out here to have like a no drive zone, a no parking zone. You know, we need to keep it this clear for the fire engines to be able to get in and out no problem. And get those. If you want to learn how to build the fire engines that I showed you earlier, I'll build one in a minute. I'll do it off camera though, because they do take a little while to build. But if you do want to build it and you haven't seen the episode, I will link the fire engine episode in the description below. So make sure to go check that out if you haven't seen that and you do want to build one. Let's get this glass going. If I do forget, just tell me and I shall add it. I can never really remember about doing these annotation things when I upload them, but if you just tell me, I shall add them. Yeah, that's pretty cool. This glass in this texture pack is amazing. I really do love this texture pack. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And then we need to add the windows in here as well. I've got a little doorway there for them to be able to get out really quickly. Again, I'm not going to do the inside of the buildings because that just takes too long to do, and I'm not really interested in the inside. This is sort of more of an aesthetic outside project more than doing the interiors of things. The interiors get very same old. I mean, I'm quite a creative guy and I can come up with some different things, but the amount of time it takes to do, it's really not worth it. It would be an episode of doing the outside and an episode of doing the inside. So we'll leave them blank. I might come back and work on the inside later on when I do some off-camera work, or I'm not doing anything, not recording anything. I can always come on the world and do some internal stuff. Same as when I'm off camera and I'm not recording anything and I'm just having to play on Minecraft, I come on this world quite often and do some changes. I change some stuff around, change some buildings, improve them. So you might not see that. You won't see any of that until this world goes up for download. But like this roof, I've never done a slanted roof before. I think it looks okay. There's definitely a lot of room for improvement to add some more detail. We'll come up with some detail probably this episode. But most of this sort of stuff, those sort of improvements actually come up with after the episode's finished. Sometimes a couple of weeks after I actually build the project, I'll come back and I'll go, "Oh, that's a good idea," and I come back to it. So buildings should always be added to. A building is never completed. Buildings always have the option to be added to. Any project has the option to be added to. Adding features. If you've built a house on survival and you don't know what else to do, build a garden. Build a statue. Build. There's always stuff that you can add to it. Do we got any windows in the back here? I think I do. Where's the garage doors? If we can line them up with the garage doors, let's get these bricks back. Bricks. That's in line. Is that in line? I think that's in line. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we miss 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Miss 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we should have 3 at the end. 1, 2, 3. Yes, cool. That doesn't look so bad. And we can add some more detail, which we'll do now. I've got some fire engines up here for some inspiration, and I think what we're going to do first is add some iron bars along this white. Just add a little bit of colour. I like that. Adds a little bit more depth to the building. So that's along there. Oops, one too many. There we go. I don't want any more windows in here. We can sit these doors down. I hate having empty holes in the side. The doors just close it off nicely. On the inside. Like that. Yep. And over here. Hello, Piggy. That's the mayor of the town. Mayor or police chief. Flower bed can be out here. In fact, we can neaten that up. We can put that along there and have that as a little flower bed. That always makes the world look much more realistic. Same as along here. I want some plants. I left this especially just for some bushes here. So maybe about that high. They go along there. Go about there. Like that maybe. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Might be a little bit too high in places. Maybe like that. That's cool. That adds a little bit to it. So that's pretty cool. Is it getting dark already? Holy hell. How long have we been... It just seems to be going... The days seem to be going so quick on this world. I really don't know why. Okay, bone meal. Let's get some bone meal. Stick that down there. I want some flowers. I never get flowers. There's a flower. There's another flower. Come on. Flower. I want some more yellow flowers. 2 red flowers are enough. Because we've got a lot of red in this building. But the yellow flowers are going to add a little bit to it. That's pretty cool. I might have a car park on this side. For the fire people. The fire officers. What do you call them? Fire officers? Firemen? Yeah, firemen. For the firemen's cars to be there. Let's stick this night away and think about if we can put any sort of no parking zones on there or something like that. Let's have a look through the images. So they usually do have some sort of pattern on the road here, on their path where the fire engines can go, even if it's just something along the lines of maybe just a little, maybe 5 long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's pretty good. That lines up pretty well. In fact, if we get the grey wool, knock that back, add 1, knock that back, add 1, knock that back, and add 1 there. That sort of divides up the road, which is nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we've got enough space here, don't we? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. This adds a little bit of detail. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And along here as well. It adds a little bit of a safe zone for where they can walk without being afraid of being run over. Aha! That's pretty cool. Once we get a fire engine on there, I might do 2 fire engines on there. That'll be really, really cool. Maybe even an open garage. I wonder if we can do an open garage. If we had the red wool come out here, just that long, maybe. Take this out. This is going to be a cool little design. Does mean that I'm going to have to do a little bit of the inside, but I'll do that off camera later on. Delete this out. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's how high it was. And then get glass blocks, because obviously we can't put the pane sideways, along there. Does that look like it's out open? Maybe it should be more forward. More forward, maybe? I don't know. Let's have a look. Along here. Oops. And delete that one. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. It'll look even better once we've got the grey wool going inside there. That'll blend it in nicely. So that's a pretty cool idea. Now, do we want a fire bell? We definitely need a fire bell, I think. Where are we going to put the fire bell? Straight on top of here? I think that's a pretty good idea. And what if... How much room have we got behind here? Not much, to be honest. We could probably do something. I was just thinking about having some flashing sirens on here. Like there. Like 4. I'll work on that in a minute. In fact, I'll go off camera for a second. I'll just have a work on this, and I shall be right back. So, see you in a minute, guys. Alright, and we are back, and I've done a little bit of work. Stuff has changed a little bit. I've got the street lights up now. Still haven't done the car park. That will be done. I'll do that off camera, though. You guys know what a car park looks like. We've done it enough here and there. Got this little lip. It was looking a little bit blank on the front there, so I've got a little lip underneath the door. I changed this to yellow wool. Adds another colour to the area. There was no yellow, so it just adds a little bit of difference to it, adds a little bit of a point of interest. Got the flashing lights on here. Because they're actually lamps instead of torches, you do get this little bit of lag now and again. Like sometimes they flash perfectly, like that. There they go. And then sometimes they get a little bit of overlap, like it is just now, but they never go at the same time. It is just the lag of redstone. But this is all it is here. Very, very simple. Very quick clock like we done inside the fire engine that I showed you earlier. Then it just goes up to here. You could probably even make it even more compact, but it was just something that I've done. I put the floor down in there just to see what it would look like. I think it looks really good. I'll work a bit more on the inside because I think it should be done when we've got an open door there for sure. But I'll do that off camera. But I think it's looking really, really good. Let's just have a quick... I couldn't believe how quickly this episode's flown by. I will be getting more of these episodes out when I can. I shall start doing them twice a week, like I said earlier. But I think for now, that's all the detail that I really want to put into the building. I think we've got a lot of depth from the main building, the main the main fire station bit. How it actually indents in and stuff like that. It's added a nice amount of detail. And once I've got the car park on the other side, that'll really finish it off. But I don't think there's really anything or hiccups on the building that I need to add. I had a fire truck here. This sirens aren't going on this one. I've just left them like that, but it really does add something to it. I really do like this fire station. See, I got it right that time. So we've got a police station, we've got a fire station. Next episode, we'll probably, don't take my word for it, but we'll probably do some sort of medical centre. I'm not going to do a hospital, because that's going to be absolutely massive otherwise. I might do... Ooh, there goes a fire engine just then. I don't know if you heard that. Yeah, hospital will be absolutely way too big, but I'm sure we can do a little... I know what they call over here. They call it surgeries, like a little doctor's surgery. I don't know if that's what they're called in America. Medical centre, maybe it's called. I'm not 100% sure. But like a little clinic, sort of the doctors that you go to if you're just sick and you're not injured. If you're injured, you go to a hospital. If you're just sick, you go to the doctors, or you think something's wrong, you go there. So that's what we'll be doing. A little one of those, probably around the same size of this, but we'll use a completely different colour palette, because if we want it to look very clean, so we're going to use whites and light colours and stuff like that. So it's going to be really, really interesting. So we're going to leave the episode here, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And again, about the mini tutorial series, if you're not watching the mini tutorial series, I would highly recommend watching it if you're interested in this series, because we build the stuff on this world and you'll get to see the behind the scenes stuff. So yeah, If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye!